Okay, so you mentioned this previously, but I'd like to see if you could elaborate on it a little bit. So in the manifesto, it mentions the unique threat of state purpose sponsored actors. Could you elaborate on how the businesses can better protect themselves from those types of attacks?
So the key here, when we talk about how to protect yourself from state-sponsored actors, is partnering with the organizations in your government or in your area, nonprofits as well, that work on proactive state actor defense. You want to prioritize the things that are critical for you, whether that's infrastructure, third party, or even geographical non-digital assets, and then collaborate with those government agencies that are closest to that resource that you need to use. In Tennessee, an example here is we have a lot of FEMA activity that goes on whenever we have disasters. During the AT&T bombing in 2020, I believe it was, part of getting to and from that location, which is downtown, required dispatchers. So there's no phone service. Both landlines and cell towers were affected by this bombing. How do you get dispatch to relay information about first responders, medical, fire, police? How do you stop traffic from going in and out of those areas? And then how do you deal with the fact that not only are all of the lines down, but that affects the airports, that affects the tourism, that affects every single thing that we did that day. And oh, by the way, guess what? It was Christmas morning. So as I wander through the answer to this question, when we talk about state actors, if a China or a Russia or a Cuba or an America wants to get your information, they have a lot of power and a lot of resources to get them. Some people would say they're stronger than me, just give it to them. But I would say, make yourself a hard target. Yeah, they could throw a bunch of stuff up against you, but do the simple things. Like connect with your city council, connect with, in Tennessee, we have a cybersecurity working group. Connect with your government and say, hey, what are we doing to make sure that if there is a state-sponsored attack, I can still get my kids from school? I know what I do. I go, what's the first thing that's going to be shut down? Have we planned, because Tennessee is really good at this, have we planned for clearing the routes between the key locations and the home bases for people? So Nashville has a plethora of healthcare organizations. It's literally part of one of our biggest revenue for Tennessee, but we also have a large number of educational institutions, and we are obviously the Music City. So tourism as well as IP, that's all data. Absolutely all data. If they want to come at us, they will. But guess what? Tennesseans are also volunteers, and we know how to take a stand, we know how to make a stand, and we know how to fight for what we believe in. So make yourself smart before the thing happens. Don't think they're too big and you can't win, because David versus Goliath, and you've got all of us behind you. Make that community, connect with the community, and then keep talking or advocating with your politicians. That's the way to protect yourself against a state actor.
No, that's great. Thank you I really like how you brought in some just real life examples and experiences to kind of tie it into the people who might not know as much with cybersecurity, or their biggest thing is like, oh, I don't know cybersecurity, so I'm just going to stay away or not really want to get involved in it because they just, it's too much for them to fully understand. So thank you for that one.